coming from Canada. Do you want to have a quick chat?
Sure.
Yeah. A lot of people in this country seem to absolutely hate Israel now. What's happening? What's the deal?
Well,
how does the conflict
That depends on who you talk to.
Well, I would say over 50% of the country is against Israel now. Maybe before October 7th, but now I think the tide have turned.
No, I don't think so. I think some people are.
Some people are?
Some people are against Israel, but most people are with Israel. They see what's really happening.
Well, I don't know. I think
for
it's a
Hamas, I assure you.
How does this conflict end? It's been almost a year now.
I know.
It's pretty bad.
A terrible thing. Well, I think the first problem is Biden's trying to micromanage the situation so that he can get the Muslim vote. Now he's no longer a candidate, so he wants it for her.
But the thing is, like, the Muslim population in the U.S. is only maybe 2%. I don't think that's.
I understand. That's what. None of this makes any sense. The Jewish population is much bigger, and the majority of the country supports Israel. I'm out in the streets all the time, so I see a whole other different picture than what the media is reporting.
Well, what do you think of people like Ben Shapiro? He's been taking a lot of heat since October 7th.
Well, I like him. I think he's limited in some respects, but I like mostly what he's saying. When you're out in the streets, you get a different point of view than what the media is reporting. That's number one.
I stopped watching the media many years ago. I know they're full of
they are full of
100%.
They are full of shit. But on the other hand, there's good media and then there's bad media. So like I was just interviewed by Japanese television.
Okay, oh, they were from Japan? Oh, okay.
They were from Japan. I've been interviewed by Mexican TV and who's the other? Russian television.
Russian television, wow.
And I can't remember how many people taking photos and everything. But the point is, you have to be visible to state your case. Look, this is what God gave us. We've been there 5,000 years. Millions of Jews are voted for. There's nothing to negotiate with the Arabs that want us dead. That's it. Okay, there's not even a discussion. So the question is, why are they doing this? What is in their interest to keep creating this division between people? And the issue is really very simple. The question is, nobody really likes them. Do you know that there's not one Arab or Muslim country willing to take in one Palestinian?
Oh yeah, of course. But the thing is, there's no two-state solution.
No.
Why won't the U.S. let's say?
It's not going to happen.
Can they move Israel, let's say, to the U.S.?
It's not going to happen.
Like 9 million people in Israel to the U.S.
It's never going to happen because you can't make peace with somebody who wants to kill you. You have to make a decision. That's number one. Number two, nobody wants the Palestinians. They won't take anybody. And number three, the Jews have only one choice. This is our land. It's not their land. We want peace, we'll have peace. Otherwise, let's have war and we'll kill you. That's it. There's nothing else to discuss in this entire process. What kind of people would keep on doing this dirty type of game? I don't even understand the mentality anymore.
But what do you think about Bibi Netanyahu? He has got to go, right?
No, he's not going to go.
He's been in power
He's
for
trying to finish
almost
the
30
job.
years.
Don't listen to the left. The left is full of shit.
But I mean, he has been in power on and off since 1994. He's been in power 4 different times. So I think in total of like 25 years he's been in power.
Yeah, but the point is, he's the only one that's going after Hamas and is going to finish it. All the others have played the game. The left in Israel is just as bad as the left here. It's the same bullshit. What are you going to do?
Do you think this conflict would have happened if Trump was reelected back in 2020?
No.
It would have never happened.
I think Trump is not only for Israel, but he never would have allowed this door to open to give the power to Hamas or the Arabs. Okay, this is an oil issue. That's one issue.
Okay.
And then this is a land grab, which is another thing. Now, we've been there 5,000 years. We owe nothing to the Arabs, the people that they call Palestinians. Before 1948, the Jews were Palestinians.
Why?
The Arabs didn't identify with Palestinian until 1967.
Why? I think there's more to that story.
No, there's not. That's just that simple. They didn't want to be identified as Palestinians. But they picked up on it in 1967 after Israel won the Six-Day War. And it's been that kind of fighting ever since. There is no such thing as a Palestinian state. There's no such thing as Palestinians. The Jews were the Palestinians. The question is, why are we picking up on this kind of thing? Jordan doesn't want them. Egypt doesn't want them. Nobody wants them. What is that all about? See, nobody wants to ask that question. Why doesn't anybody want to support the Palestinians? Can you explain that?
Yeah.
They don't want them because they're trouble. They threw them out of, in the first war in 2008, with Obama and Biden and Hillary and Kerry, almost 1 million people were murdered in Syria, Lebanon, and North Africa.
That all happened under when Hillary Clinton was the Secretary of State, and Barack Obama and Joe Biden.
That's right. And the whole point was, their issue at that time was 2 states. But that is never going to happen, not in our lifetime, ever, because there is no such thing as 2 states. There's only 1 state. This is what God gave us. Hey, how you doing? CBC.
Well, this CBC, CTV News, Global News, the 3 major news networks in Canada, 100% woke. Yeah, 3. Global, I think Global News.
Global is 1, and
CBC and CTV, the 3 big ones. That's
and
it.
What's the other one?
CTV.
CTV.
Yeah,
Canadian
Canadian television. The 100% woke full. It's terrible. Worse than CNN and worse than MSNBC. You can't trust anything they're saying.
Worse than CNN?
Yeah. Well,
it's terrible.
Here's the thing, like whatever they report, 100. For example, the migrant crisis. At least Barack Obama, I think, the first term he did some good things for America. The second term, that's when he completely like went to. First term, you know how many not just Mexico, how many migrants he deported at the border in 8 years?
3 million.
Yeah, 3 million.
Yeah,
he was the king of deporters. Then Trump comes in, Trump deports 800,000 in 4 years, and everybody's calling Trump a white supremacist. Everybody's evil. They never reported anything Barack Obama did.
No, Obama is the worst of the worst. He's
well,
an
the second term, he started pushing. I actually liked him when I saw him in 2006 from Chicago. He was senator. Joe Biden. When they're first coming out, when they're talking about issues, right? Joe Biden, first of all, he did not stutter. He did not have dementia, and he was talking about how we have to protect the integrity of like the marriage.
Right.
So marriage is for straight people, not for LGBTQ. And if this were allowed to happen, the country would be destroyed. He said that we must stop the advancements of gay rights, all that stuff. All of a sudden, in 2012, leading up to the re-election campaign, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, and along with Barack Obama, everybody, they keep saying, let's all be gay, let's all be LGBTQ, let's support transgender, let's give kids puberty blockers. Right? Like, they've completely, that's why I was 100% convinced that those are the people, they're not in charge. Because how can they just flip 100%? Look at all this shit. Like, in Canada, they're giving kids puberty blockers. Like there are 13-year-olds that's dying from. Yeah, the world has gone mad, man. And the only party that's supporting this is the Democratic Party. Yeah, they're 100% insanity. Like they got all these gender neutral washrooms now. They got guys with their whipping out their balls, like going to women's bathrooms. This is where the world is turning. I think the world is turning. I think
you're right. The problem is we have it everywhere. Listen, in Florida, we were the holy land of gay rights. We took on Anita Bryant, Jerry Falwell. We went through 5 elections. We won the privacy rights thing. And the Democrats go and pay the gay groups to say there's, don't say gay bill, trying to get rid of DeSantis, our governor.
Well, the thing is, it's not a don't say gay bill. It's not. They're saying that DeSantis is that you cannot come out with your sexual identity until from grade kindergarten to grade 6. Basically saying that kids 12 years and younger should not be taught that stuff. But they call it don't say gay. That's why the news is full of shit.
What is their problem? They're so stupid, these people, and the fact is that the result of that kind of scene was they lost everything. They lost funding, they lost Disney, they lost everything. How can you be this stupid? And then men having babies, and it just goes on with the bullshit. You can't stand it anymore.
Well, because gender is in your mind, it's made up, it's whatever you feel like. Well, there's even saying that you can feel like you're a dog, or you're a cat, or you're an elephant or something. But I think
the movement is off the wall. I just have nothing to do with that.
Do you think Kamala Harris can actually win in November?
If they steal it, I don't see any other way.
Well, you know how they're going to win because the Democrats they're catering towards women. That's how they're going to win. You know, the last election, 68% of unmarried women voted for Joe Biden. That's how they're going to do it. Because I think women is like 54% of the voting power. Because once you get to above 65, that's where people are most likely to vote. Women outman by like 30% or something, 25 to 30%.
Has no problem voting for a woman who's quality. Kamala is not qualified. She's part of the problem. She is the problem. And the fact she's trying to be a chameleon and change all of a sudden just for votes, it's not going to work. The only way they could win the election is if they steal it again. And then if they do, then the country's in big trouble because nobody's going to put up with this involvement. We can't take it anymore. Everybody's just like up to here with the whole 9 yards. The advantage I have being in the streets is you get a lot of opinions. You get all kinds of people. And it's not what the media is reporting, it's what the reality is. Okay? And the public is not there for Kamala. The public is there for Trump.
But I think the vast majority of women still will vote for Kamala Harris. The vast majority of men, yes, they will vote for Trump.
The women's movement is split. But the fact that the women are there, strictly there because they want a woman there, is not good enough any longer. That's my point. Either you have somebody of quality, then everybody would support her. But if she's incompetent, and she's a sellout, she's played a dirty game, what's the point? Why bother? All we're doing is replacing gender with gender, and none of this makes any sense anymore. I can just tell you, I've been to maybe 100 different rallies since October, last October.
Okay.
I see a total different picture of what's happening. Now, I got attacked a little while ago. Some creep was attacking my signs.